Hey, what's up YouTube? It is Saiko here, and today we are here with another NBA tier list video, and in today's video, we are doing the coaches of the 2018-2019 season. We all know that coaches do their job, and they're supposed to sort of guide the players and sort of create plays to help their team win. Well, not every coach has been good this season, obviously showing by the record this year. By the way, this quiz was made by Andrew Soberman, but it was for Kenny, King of the Fourth Quarter. But I don't think his video is going to be out because he is currently moving into his house as of me recording this. By the way, this might be recorded, this is getting recorded sort of in bulk just because I am trying to pump videos out for when we don't have content, for when we don't have any sort of NBA game going on. So yeah, if you guys are excited for today's video, hit the like button in the face and let's get right into this, guys. Okay, so we are here, and originally it said trash and then in parentheses Fred Hoiberg. So I'm just gonna put Fred Hoiberg right there for now, just because he did not do a good job coaching this season, and it's mostly because of the fact that the roster that he was provided was not the roster that he should have had, because his they called him like another version of Brad Stevens, or at least like he needed shooters on his roster, and he did not get shooters within the time that he was coaching for Chicago. So that's probably why he's considered a trash coach. I don't think he's a trash coach though, but we'll go in order like we usually do. And for the first coach, or second coach, I guess, we're gonna put Luke Walton in the meh category. As a Lakers fan, this hurts me because I really want him to be a good to great coach. And the reason why he's a meh coach is because there were a lot of moments throughout the season where he had questionable number one, he had questionable rotations, and number two, he just had questionable he just had a lot of questionable players that were playing at times, like KCP specifically. There were a lot of times where he would be in the game and contribute nothing, and then he would also he would not put players in when they should have been in. Like he wouldn't put Kuzma, or he would take a lot of players that were hot out and put them on the bench, and that was really confusing. But I think that if they gave him the proper roster with the proper shooters on the Lakers, I think he would still have a job with them, and I think that they would be doing well. But I mean, he's obviously in Sacramento right now, and I think he's going to do really good because he was brought in originally as a player development coach, and he did really help develop Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart. He really helped develop a lot of those young players. I think this guy right here is JB Bickerstaff. And the reason I think, let me check just in case. Okay, from the look of it, it does look like this is JB Bickerstaff, because this is Alvin Gentry. This is Lloyd Pierce, I'm pretty sure. This is Nate McMillan. That's David Fizdale. That's Doc Rivers, Dwayne Casey. So it literally looks like, yeah, this is JB Bickerstaff. I'm going to put him in trash just because I don't think he was a good player. I mean, good player, what the heck. I don't think he was a good, yeah, both years when he took over from David Fizdale last year and even this year. I mean, the Grizzlies started off really solid, but then they just kind of fell apart. I didn't really watch many Grizzlies games, but he didn't really lead them to a great record. And yeah, I just think that, I don't know, maybe he's better off as an assistant right now. I don't really know. I haven't actually checked his coaching record because maybe I should do that, actually. Yeah, so he hasn't really had the best records, 15-40 and then 33-49. I mean, that is a little better right there, but they lost in the first round. Okay, I did not know that. But right now he's an assistant for the Cavs, so yeah. Also, I'm gonna put it's so hard. I'm gonna put Tom Thibodeau in the meh category. And the reason he's not trash category is just because I think he's an amazing defensive coordinator. Like, I think he's amazing as a defensive coach. As a head coach, I don't really know, because he literally runs all of his players into the ground. But if it wasn't for the fact that he really taught like a lot of guys like Jimmy Butler how to really play defense, like Joakim Noah, Jimmy Butler, he kind of helped develop them, but he kind of runs a lot of his players into the ground. That's the only thing that's keeping, like, his defensive strategies and his him being a defensive coordinator is what puts him in the meh tier for now. Alvin Gentry I'm going to put in the meh tier as well, just because I feel like, especially with the Pelicans, he hasn't had much success. He had like 2 successful seasons, but both seasons he got swept by the Warriors. I think both times. Well, the second time was a gentleman sweep against the Warriors. But I think he is a good coach, but he just needs a roster that, like, he needs a center on that roster so Anthony Davis could be happy and play power forward. But I think Alvin Gentry is a decent coach. I think he coached in Dallas with Rick Carlisle, but yeah, he's an okay coach. Like, he's not good. He's kind of meh in my opinion. The next coach, Billy Donovan, is going to be a good. And I say that because I don't think he's a great coach. I actually kind of prefer him to, I would prefer him to not really, just have Paul George and Russell Westbrook kind of play ISO. But then again, or like be sort of like ISO-ish players to where the moment that they get the ball in their hands, either one of them, like, they kind of just go for it. But then again, Russell Westbrook did defer to a lot of his other teammates this year, so I guess that's sort of a little different. But I think he's a good coach. He just needs a better he needs better playoff experience, because the last 3 years he has been eliminated in the first round. And I don't know if it's the fact that he no longer has Durant on his team, but I think that they just need one more solid player. I mean, Jeremy Grant is good, but like, they either need one other player to really develop, or one other player, or like they need more shooting is actually what they need. So I'm hoping that he can get more shooting on the roster and really help Russell and Paul out. Ego Kokoslav, I think it's like Kokoslav is in the trash, just because I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna be a good coach, but I don't know, he just didn't really do that well. I think if he had a different team, they would probably, like, if he had a team like, or maybe even Orlando or something like that, or if he was in the East, he'd probably be a better coach. But I'm gonna put him in the trash for now, just because he only had one season in the NBA from what I remember, or from what I know. That's my bad. It's Coco Scov. I did not know that. But yeah, oh god, but he, what do you call it? He did win. He won a gold medal with Slovenia. He coached Luka Doncic, and that's why some people thought that Luka was going to be the #1 pick, because his coach was in Phoenix. But I don't think his sets really translated in the NBA. This right here, who is this dude again? Crap. Oh my god, this is not Steve Clifford. This is 1 second. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Terry Stotts, and I'm gonna put him in the great tier just because he led a team to the Western Conference playoffs, a team that was expected to get eliminated in the first round. That, in my opinion, is pretty damn impressive. I like what he did with the team. I'm sorry for the confusion earlier, but I think I've sorted out all the coaches. I'm so dumb, but Terry Stotts. Yeah, Terry Stotts. I think he did great this year. Outcoached Billy Donovan. Really took a lot of people by surprise with the way that he led this Blazers team, especially with CJ going down towards the end of the season and Nurkic pretty much being out till probably midway through next year. I don't 100% know, but Terry Stotts did a great job coaching this year. Dave Yeager, I'm going to put in the good category, and the reason is because he led Sacramento to the most amount of wins they've had in a very long time. He didn't want to be there, but I think that he did a solid job with Sacramento, and I think Luke Walton will definitely pick it up from there and sort of probably lead them to the playoffs, because they're really young. Although they do have one big veteran, like 2 big veterans in Bielitsa and Harrison Barnes to help them in the playoffs. But yeah, I think that Dave Yeager did a good job of coaching Sacramento this year. Quinn Snyder, I'm gonna put as great, just because he's always been a great coach. He's taken this Utah team with Gobert, Mitchell, who else? Joe Ingles, and he's really made them into guys that have, I mean, they literally had either #1 or #2. They were either #1 or #2 in defense. My only problem is I'm really hoping that he can get some power forward help, because Derek Favors at the power forward spot is not helping Utah out a lot, because Him and Gobert on the floor really clogs everything, but he did make the adjustment to put Crowder in, who can, to an extent, shoot the three and sort of help their defense and offense out a lot. But I think he's been a great coach. Lloyd Pierce, I'm gonna put in the trash tier as well, just because it's his first year as a head coach. He didn't really do that well, but I do think that he will do better in the future. This is not ranked off potential, but off how he has performed as a coach as of right now. And I think that he's an coach to me, but yeah, I think he'll do way better next season, especially with a upcoming first round, like with the upcoming lottery pick that hopefully can really help them get back into the playoffs. And plus, he's got Trae Young and John Collins there, so I wouldn't worry too much. For Kenny Atkinson, I'm going to put him in the great tier just because he led the Brooklyn Nets to the playoffs. I actually think this is his first time leading the Nets to the playoffs since I don't remember when he was the head coach exactly. Yeah, this is the first he made a solid improvement from winning 28 games from winning 20 and 28 games to winning 42 games. I think that's a pretty good feat for Kenny Atkinson. I'm not gonna lie, some of the angles on these photos, or some of the photos that are here kind of trip me out, just because some coaches, like I almost said Jason Maxiel for some reason. He is not a coach. Like James Borrego, definitely they look different for sure. Oh, I gotta click back to my OBS. They look different for sure. James Borrego, I'm gonna put in the Met tier just because he did a good job with Kemba this year, but not a good enough job with Kemba. I'm also gonna X out all of these things right here, but I think that if he gets better help next year in free agency or even through the draft, I think that the team will definitely improve. If you look at everything, we literally have one coach in each category, but now we are gonna, well, no, we're still not gonna put someone, but I'm putting Tyronn Lue in the trash. Without LeBron, this team is nothing. Although, again, he is an X's and O coach, so I will probably put him in the Met category just because of his past experience with the Cavaliers. Got them their first championship in, like, since the franchise has pretty much started, so a piece of him is always going to be in Cleveland. Nate McMillan, I'm going to put as a great coach just because he led the Pacers to the fourth or fifth, I think the 5th seed this year without their key player for several months. So I got to give props to Nate McMillan. He did a really good job with the Pacers this year, and I just wish that they didn't get swept in the first round of the playoffs. But I think Nate McMillan is a very good coach. He is a very similar coach to Frank Vogel, but I like Nate McMillan a lot. Eric Spoelstra I'll put in the good category just because I think he's a good coach. Shout out to all the Filipinos out there. He is half Filipino from what I remember. But shout out to him because, number one, he's the only Asian American coach, I believe, in the NBA or in American team sports, I think. He's done a great job coaching the Heat, like, cause he was there with LeBron. Like, LeBron wanted him kicked off, but it still ended up working out with him. And I just think he's a very solid coach. He didn't do great this year because he didn't make the playoffs, although I will probably just put him in great just because I think that his past experience with the team has really gotten, I mean, he has 2 rings for like goddamn sake. Mike Budenholzer, you are an elite coach because it's Mike Bud. He literally helped Giannis develop. Like this team was predicted to only win 48 games and he got them to 60 wins. Props to Coach Bud. He was a great coach in the Spurs system. And that has carried over into Milwaukee, like from Atlanta to Milwaukee. He was put in a really bad situation last year with the lack of players on Atlanta, which got him fired, but I like Mike Budenholzer. I think he's done a great job. David Fizdale, I'm going to put in the Matt category. He's a culture coach, but he hasn't really been able to translate into wins, because I don't remember the last time he was in the playoffs. It might have been 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, he only made the playoffs. Well, I mean, he only had a year and a half in Memphis, but he has a ring as an assistant coach on the Heat, and LeBron does like him, but he hasn't really proven himself as a head coach yet. Rick Carlisle, wait, that's Wait, no, this is Steve Clifford. Steve Clifford, I'm gonna put in the good category just because he led the Orlando Magic this year to the playoffs, and they won game 1, which no one and their mother thought they were gonna win, but he did a damn good job of doing that. Brett Brown, I'm gonna put in the good category because he has been there since the trust the process days, and if it wasn't for some lucky bounces in Game 7, they probably would have been in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Bucks, and the Bucks probably would have gone to the NBA Finals. That's my opinion. Obviously, not everyone's gonna agree with me. This is Rick Carlisle down here. Yeah, just wanted to make sure. Where did I put? Okay, yeah, Steve Clifford, Greg Popovich. Is there anything we really have to talk about with him? He's been an amazing coach. He has never missed the playoffs. 5-time champion. I feel like a lot of people, despite the fact that San Antonio is a medium-sized market, I feel like the only reason why people would go to San Antonio is to play for Coach Pop, and I don't blame them at all because Coach Pop is an amazing coach. Scott Brooks, I'm gonna put in the meh category just because I mean he had success with the Thunder, but his success with the Wizards hasn't really cultivated into anything. I mean, yeah, he's in the East, which is a lot easier, but got eliminated in the first round last year, and he missed the playoffs. He's missed the playoffs before with them. Let me go check because I think he started coaching them in like 2014. No, he started coaching them in the 2016-2017 season, and he missed the playoffs with them for the first time. I mean, his first year there, he did really well. The second year there, they lost in the first round. But his past, I mean, he led the Thunder to the NBA Finals, so I'm not gonna complain. But his you're in the East, dude. Like, you gotta be better. Steve Kerr, I'm gonna put as an elite coach. I mean, I feel like anyone who coaches the Warriors, I mean, you could literally put everyone in the trash tier and have them coach the Warriors, and I still think they would have the same success. But I do like who Kerr is and what he's been able to provide with the Golden State Warriors. He was really able to solidify their system better than Mark Jackson. No offense to Mark Jackson. I think you should get another shot at a job. But I do like Steve Kerr as a head coach, and I think he's good. Nick Nurse, I'm going to put in the great category just because we don't know, because it's his first year, but he has Kawhi Leonard. If he did not have Kawhi Leonard and if he had DeMar DeRozan instead, I wonder how the season would have turned out for him, just because I'm really interested in what things would be like if it is Kawhi that has made him an elite coach. But for now, he's going to be a great coach. Brad Stevens, I'm going to put in the elite category just because I think that he is a great young coach. Gordon Hayward's butt buddy, I guess. I like him a lot, but I am not sure about his future because this season was mediocre. He's had 2 good seasons, a bad season, and a mediocre season. We'll see how he performs, but for now, those last 2 seasons that he had were just amazing, so I put him in the elite category. Rick Carlisle, I will put in the great category because he led the Mavericks to their one and only championship, and he's done a great job. I think with Porzingis and Doncic next year, he'll be good, so that's why I put him in the great category because he has a ring. Which some of these other guys do have rings, either as players or as assistant coaches and whatnot, like Luke Walton, Tom Thibodeau, Alvin Gentry, Tyronn Lue has a ring, David Fizdale. Like, a lot of these guys do have rings, but not as head coaches yet. So I put Rick Carlisle in the great category because the Mavericks have not been in the playoffs for like the past 3 years or something like that. Michael Malone, I'm gonna put in the great category because if he repeats the same success he had this year, next year, then he will be an amazing coach. Or he will be in the elite category. But he was raised in the Popovich system. He did a really good job leading a team with two veterans who have basically 2 veterans who have playoff experience to the playoffs. I think he's a great coach. And yeah, D'Antoni, I'm going to put in the good tier only because you can't win with his style of play. He literally inflates a lot of his star players' stats. James Harden, Steve Nash, Jeremy Lin, but he did not have success in LA. His system relies too much on the three-point shot and also drawing too many fouls, or at least James Harden's game does. It's a lot. It just 7 seconds or less is it's an interesting system. It's a very fast-paced. Like, it works in the full court because in transition you can catch a lot of the bad transition players off guard and just go ahead and shoot the three. Dark Rivers I'm gonna put in the great category because he did a great job leading a very young team to the playoffs this year, and he took 2 away from the Golden State Warriors, which I thought was something that was just unbelievable in my opinion. No one thought that they were gonna do that. Plus, he's a proven winner. He has a ring. From Orlando to Boston to LA, he's just, I think, and by I think I mean he's been a great coach. I respect him a lot, and he's a coach of the year candidate. And last but not least, I'm gonna put Dwayne Casey in the good category just because he's had good successful seasons in Toronto. I mean, he was there when they were shit, and then he was there for their rise. His year in Detroit this year was all right. They made the 8th seed, but honestly, he couldn't stop Giannis in the playoffs. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This video is gonna be like 20 minutes long. Or at least when I edit it out. My name is Saiko. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Have yourselves a good day, and I will catch you guys in the next video. I don't know what we're gonna be doing, but we'll figure it out. Bye, guys.